up, guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you have never seen my face before, my name is Loren. I attend High Point University and I am a rising sophomore, and I am so excited to bring you guys this back to school video. This is going to be a part of my back to school series, so I hope you guys enjoy. But before we hop into anything, make sure you subscribe down below and join the family. I would love to have you guys a part of my family. I've been getting such good feedback from you guys, how much my videos have helped you in your journey to High Point University and your application process, and I love hearing stuff like that. But as you can tell from the title above, we'll be doing a How I Made Dean's List at High Point University. So to tell you a little bit more about the Dean's List, I'm not sure if this is in general, but the Dean's List is a 3.5 GPA, and this past semester I actually did make Dean's List with a 3.6 GPA. So you guys can just kind of hear about my experience about how I actually make Dean's List. So really, I don't have that many tips. I only have 6 tips, but I believe that these 6 tips really helped me to make Dean's List. So tip number 1 is to get a planner. Planning out your day and planning out your work is so important and is key. Last year, my freshman year, I actually got my planner, I think from like Marshall's, and they range anywhere between like $5 to $10. And I don't think the planner really matters. I just believe that if you have everything written out, that will definitely help you. And for example, what I do is when I get my syllabuses or syllabi, whatever you call it, when I get them, I put them in my planner. So I'll pencil them in for each class and I will color code each class. So for example, if I have math will maybe be pink. So in my planner, I'll go ahead and put all my math assignment dates on just my calendar overview. So I'll put math test Wednesday, math homework due Friday, math worksheet 101 due Wednesday, and I'll go ahead and do that. That way, when I'm looking, I can go ahead and see, okay, the month of September, I have 10 assignments to do. And that way, when the assignment is due, for example, if it's due on Friday and I see that it's like Tuesday or Wednesday, in my mind, I can go ahead and tell myself, oh yeah, you know, I have that assignment due on Friday. Let me go ahead and jump on that. Because when you don't have everything written down, things can definitely get lost. I know you guys have said, oh, I'm gonna do this, didn't write it down, and you totally forgot about it. And the same thing happens with schoolwork. So tip number 1 is to definitely write things down. This will help you so much, and also to do this with your work schedule. So you can go ahead and see your calendar, and for example, you might have class. So you're gonna go ahead and write that down, class schedule. I have class from 7 to 9, and then I work from 9:30 to 12:30, and then that way you know, okay, by the time I get into my dorm, it'll be 1 o'clock. I can go ahead and start on homework. So then you're able to really block out your time and plan your day, and that has helped me so much. Tip number 2 is a kind of no-brainer, but go to class. Every time you don't go to class, you are wasting money. Go to class. Because when you are in class, you are able to get more information other than people's notes. There are some times when I have missed class and I've gotten people's notes and I'm like, what are you talking about? Because not everybody takes notes the same way I do. And notes, you don't write out exactly what your professor is saying. You kind of write down bits and pieces. So therefore, you're getting that person's bits and pieces and you're like, what the heck? I can't really make this out. So go to class, please, please, please. Or if you do have to miss class for a reason, let your professor know. One day I got a flat tire, I wasn't able to go to class. I let my professor know that morning. I sent him a quick email like, hey, I'm not able to go to class. Could you please let me know what I missed and send me the PDF document so I can go over that? And he did. So please, if you're not going to go to class or you have to miss class for a reason, please let your professors know ahead of time, or please send them an email, because a lot of professors will work with you. Third is to ask your professor for help or go to office hours. And I think that couples with getting to know your professor a little bit more. I'm not saying you have to be the best friends with them, but at least get to know them, speak, introduce yourself, and let them know your face. And so if you do have problems and you are struggling or you need help with X, Y, and Z, you're able to go to your professor and they're more likely to help you because they know you versus a student that has never talked to them and only wants help when they need something. And that goes along the same token as just go to office hours. I would go to my Spanish professor's office hours like once a week. And it wasn't because I was necessarily struggling. It was just because I wanted extra help, and I wanted her to know that I was trying and I was making an effort. And I think that's what professors appreciate so much, is that when they see a kid, or not kid, when they see a young adult, because we are young adults in college, when they see you making an effort, they're much more likely to help you versus another kid that does not put forth the effort. My fourth tip is to study daily. And I know that kind of seems like study daily, but it really helped me. I had Spanish, I'm trying to remember, I had Spanish on Monday, Wednesdays. And I wouldn't just study for Spanish on Monday, Wednesdays. I would study for Spanish maybe 30 minutes each day. And that is something that my Spanish tutor had told me, because she's saying you're not going to really understand something if you're only studying it the days you have class. You need to be studying it when you don't have class. So every day for anywhere between 10 to like 40 minutes, I would study Spanish. I would do Quizlet, I would do flashcards, I would look at my book for vocab, and that can be applied to every class that you're in. You need to study just a little bit. Even if you say, I'm only gonna study 3 math problems and learn how to do 3 math problems, that might take up to 30 minutes. So that is a key factor in how I think that I was able to really get great grades in my classes, because I studied every day. My fifth tip is to do my work early. I would do work anywhere between 2 to 4 days early. And I think that goes back to also with the calendar. So for example, if I had free time on Mondays, and I said, okay, I have 3 hours, like I'm not working, I'm not doing this, I have 3 hours to kill. And I see that I had work due Wednesday and Friday, for example. On Monday, I would say, oh, let me go ahead and knock out this work for Wednesday and Friday. So then Monday night came, boom, I was done with my work for Wednesday, I was done with my work for Friday, and I was already ahead of the game. Therefore, if I needed any help, I could go to my professors before the work was even due. So for example, work would be due Wednesday night, and because I got it done on Monday, I could email the professor on Tuesday morning and say, hey, I didn't understand this problem, and they are more likely to get back to me within 24 hours. So by Tuesday night, I was able to complete the worksheet and turn it in. Versus if I waited till Wednesday afternoon and I didn't understand it, professors usually don't get back to you after like 5 o'clock because they're at home. So then I'm screwed because I'm like, okay, I don't know how to do this problem. So it all entails to do things early. And I understand that that did not always happen. For me, I'm going to be transparent. There were some days when I had work due Friday night at 11 and I was doing it at 9 p.m. And things happen, and of course, but you don't consistently want to do work an hour before. I know that is how some people somehow get by. I personally don't, but my pro tip is to do your work early. If you don't want to do it 2 or 3 days early, I would at least encourage you to get it done 12 hours before the due date. The last and final tip is to be organized, and I think that can span over an array of things. To be organized in your work schedule, to be organized in your planner, and to also be organized in your workspace. I know that I personally do work on my bed, and so when I'm doing work at home, I want to make sure that my space is clean. I want to make sure that it's organized. I want to make sure that I have everything laid out, so when I am studying, I can be the most productive, and I don't have to go scrummaging around my room looking for this, and that. So I would encourage you guys to please stay organized. I know that in the middle of semester, things get hard, midterms come, you're like, what the heck? But I highly encourage you to stay organized. So those are my 6 tips for how I made Dean's List. I know they might sound not that detailed. You guys wanted some like crazy tips, but this is really what I did to make it through. My other friends that made Dean's List, I had talked to them and they said they pretty much did about the same things that I'm telling you guys. So if you want to make Dean's List, please follow these steps. I really hope this helps you guys. So I just want to say thank you guys so much. And before you click out this video, make sure you subscribe down below and like this video if you learned anything new. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye.